Good evening and welcome to this college football edition of Safe or Trap, as I, Shawn Stewart, will give you the 6 games that I will go over. Before I begin, I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Also, I will be doing an upcoming NCAA football survivor pick contest on Splash Sports. I will put the link in the box description below. It is $25 to play. Also, it is a 2 multi-entry contest. You will only select the winner for 1 game each week as you will play against with other people. Make sure you check the state that you live in that you are able to play Splash Sports. And new Splash Sports customers can get your free $10 by using my code UUM2IX. You must enter your first $10 or more contest to receive your $10, whether you win or lose. It could be either a survivor, pick'em, or tiers contest. Now, we can begin with game number 1. And game number 1 would be 24th ranked Illinois and 22nd Nebraska. That's a Friday night game at 8 p.m. on Fox, the Big Fox Network. So if you're looking for a game to watch on Friday night, that is the game you want to watch, as both teams are 3-0 and look to claim their conference opener. Nebraska's young quarterback Dylan Raiola, he will face a Illinois defense. Illinois will also be the first true test for quarterback Dylan Raiola, as the freshman quarterback has been outstanding so far. Nebraska. The Illini has allowed sacks of 8.5 on their passing plays, ranking them in the 100s nationally. And Nebraska's defense has allowed 211 rushing yards in 3 games. The Fighting Illini are averaging only 3.4 yards per carry. They're averaging 3.2 line yards per rush, and I got that as safe. So if I were you, I would choose Nebraska. So once again, that game is 8 o'clock on Fox on Friday night. Next one we have is Ohio Bobcats and Kentucky. Now, Kentucky came up just shy of taking down number 1 Georgia at home, as Kentucky previously was blown out 31-6 by South Carolina. Quarterback Brock Vandagriff was listed as questionable, as he did play. He took 3 more sacks that game and was visibly bruised and battered. Ohio lost to Syracuse in the first week, which was 38-22. And through 3 games, Kentucky's offense hasn't been very good. The passing attack ranked 98 in EPA and 4.2 total yards per play, checks in 116th nationally. As the Ohio Bobcats counter fairly well, they allow 4.1 yards per rush, which is 61st, and a negative 0.018 EPA per rush, which is 61st. So this week they catch 20 points in Lexington in a game with a listed total under 43 points. I could see it wouldn't be surprising if it's an upset. So if I were you, I would avoid this game. So that would be a trap game. Number 3, it is 11th ranked USC and 18th ranked Michigan. Now, last time both of these teams played each other was back in the 2006 Rose Bowl. As you know, USC head coach at the time was Pete Carroll, and for Michigan, it was Lloyd Carr. That was a 32-18 Trojans win, and it's the first one in the regular season since 1958 in which Michigan won 20-19. As for USC, their defense has been terrific over the first 2 games. Now, the Wolverines does not have a consistent passing game, and the ground attack that ran for over 300 yards against Arkansas State had a hard time, as they only scored 28 against the Red Wolves. Now, Michigan struggles on 3rd downs. They were okay against Fresno State. They were lousy against Texas, and Arkansas State was able to do enough to keep moving, countering 7 of 12 chances. So originally, I had that game as trap, but I changed my mind. So that will be a safe pick, USC. Number 4, it is Arkansas and Auburn. Now, the Razorbacks could have been 3-0, but unfortunately, they lost to Oklahoma State on September the 7th. Last week, Arkansas bounced back 37-27 victory over UAB's side in Fayetteville. The Razorbacks rolled up 266 rushing yards. Auburn did bounce back from a 21-14 loss to Cal on September 17th, belting New Mexico. The Auburn faithfully should have been concerned about the Razorbacks' rushing attack, as Cal 32-yard touchdown run in the 4th quarter sealed the upset victory for the Golden Bears earlier this year. Auburn allowed 157 yards on the ground to UNM, with a first quarter rushing touchdown. Auburn has won 7 of the previous 8 meetings in this series, dating back to October 22nd of 2016, as Arkansas came away with a 41-27 victory in the most recent trip to Jordan-Hare Stadium on October 29th, 2022. So Arkansas is trying to push for a mild upset. So another one, I'm going to say this as a trap. That game is avoidable. So I got that game as trap. Number 5, we have Rutgers and Virginia Tech. Now, Rutgers has rolled a 370 rushing yards per game, along with a 6.8 yards per attempt, while facing FCS Howard and Akron. Is not exactly a murderer's row, but it's still impressive for Kyler Murray, proved to be one of the most underrated backs in the Big Ten last season, as he rolled up 208 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns against the Zip. Now, for West Virginia Tech, they pulled away from an Old Dominion last week in a 37-17 road win. The rushing defense was less than stellar, as it allowed 243 yards on the ground to the Monarchs, including a 65-yard touchdown in the second quarter and 2 rushing scores total. It also allowed 147 rushing yards to Marshall and 181 rushing yards against Vanderbilt in an overtime loss. That game I have is listed as trap. And last but not least, you have 6th ranked Tennessee against 15th ranked Oklahoma. Now, this is a SEC opener for both programs. It's the first SEC conference game for Oklahoma. Now, Tennessee has been looking great as they blew out North Carolina State. They put up 71 points on Kent State, and for the most part, it has an easier schedule going forward than Oklahoma has to deal with. So Oklahoma is not doing well on third downs. The running game hasn't been good enough to make up for the issues in Temple, Houston, Tulane. And for Tennessee, not only do they have the top scoring offense in America, they have been great on defense, and is also second in the nation in third down defense that will put pressure on Jackson Arnold. So that game I have safe, pick Tennessee. And that is my 6 games. That is all for my Splash Sports College Football Safe or Trap picks. If you like what you just watched, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for future videos and upcoming. You can also follow me on Instagram, X, and TikTok at 5A6 Sports, the letter S. And you can also follow 5A6 Sports on Instagram, X at 5A6 Sports. Now on TikTok is different. It's at 5A6 Sports. 5A6.sports. Okay, so once again, it on TikTok is at 5A6.sports. So I want to get that clarification. And you guys have a wonderful week. Take care.